Okay, good morning, folks, and welcome to the 5 best stocks under $10. These are the stocks that we are looking to trade in the coming week or weeks, and they will now be added to our watch list. Now, the charts I'm going to go over now are purely the weekly charts because we always look at the weekly and at times monthly charts. I believe I have one monthly chart to go over before we even think about entering the stock because we want to identify the macro trend. Is it an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? Is it topping out? Is it bottoming out? Are we poised for a continuation breakout? And it's really the continuation breakout that I am really interested in. And although we are going to be going over, not 5, but about 10 stocks right now, I'm going to go through them really quickly. I'm going to narrow these down to the top 5 best daily setups, and I'll go over them with members on the Focus Stock Analysis, which goes out later today. Yesterday, I put together the Market Pulse Check. That goes out to members every Saturday. And the Market Pulse Check is where I review the overall health of the markets, the indexes, the sectors, what sectors are outperforming, which ones appear to be breaking down, and the bond market. So let's get going with the charts, the weekly charts of the watch stocks, the top, in this case, 10 stocks that we're looking at this coming week. And again, later today, I'll be going over the daily, weekly, and intraday charts, looking for great setups with members. We have a 14-day free trial offer. If you're interested, let's get to it. CBAN, Colony Bankcorp. Folks, yields are rising. If you take a look at the weekly chart, as I did with members yesterday, you'll see that there is very, very bullish action on the 10-year yield. Yields are heading higher. That bodes well for banks. And you can see that CBAN rallied off of 1.89, almost 1.90 back in 12. Huge rally. Now we're in a flag formation, and we are poised for a breakout. Not ready quite yet, but we are poised for one. Volume could have been better. Very light volume last week. Volume matters. So the chart looks promising, but as I'll say with all of these charts, we need to take a look at the daily and intraday charts looking for a good risk to reward entry point. It's all about our risk to reward entry points. Note how we broke down below the rising uptrend channel on RSI. So it's not a foregone conclusion that we're going to trade any of these stocks. We're just going to narrow them down, and this is how we qualify them. We use a top-down approach. Monthly charts, weekly charts, daily charts, intraday charts for timing, because we may be contrarians, but we do not ignore the fact that the trend is your friend. CFBK, Central Federal Corp, another weekly chart. We have RSI remaining in a trading range, a pennant formation poised to break out. Another pennant formation on price. So good correlation between the oscillators, the RSI being a forward-looking indicator, but no breakout in either yet. Volume was below average, so no reason to go rushing in yet. But again, the daily chart may tell us a different story. Possible double bottom setup on Ultimate Oscillator. Good double bottom setup off of support on Stoch RSI, and we broke out. That's an oscillator leading price performance. Another one, higher lows on the slow stochastics. Double bottom setup. I would expect a rally on the slow Stokes. Oscillators are all looking very, very good. Williams percentage R looking good as well. But the key is we need to see a breakout on price. And we're not getting that yet. We're seeing resistance at the upper band of its declining downtrend channel. Okay, CPIX, Cumberland Pharmaceuticals, weekly chart. Consolidation in this triangle formation. Again, bottoming tails, a sign of support. We saw support back here in 2012. So we have some history of holding this key support level. We need to see a breakout above this upper band of resistance. The Ultimate Oscillator is in a downtrend. So while an interesting chart, not quite ready to buy just yet, but it soon may be. Again, we'll be going over the daily and intraday charts later on today. CRCM, care.com. Inverted head and shoulders set up on price. Note the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's a bullish setup. Here's your neckline. So while we've identified the neckline, we've also identified resistance. So we do not want to be aggressive and then start buying up a stock in anticipation that a head and shoulders setup or an inverted head and shoulders setup is going to succeed. That's a short path to the poorhouse. We want to let the stock show us that it can move higher. It's got institutional support. RSI making higher lows, as is the slow stochastic. So looking good, not quite ready just yet, but it may be in the coming days. CTIC, Cell Therapeutics, cup with handle formation. Again, this is a weekly chart. Downward sloping handle, very orderly. Volume has been fairly light. The only time you've seen volume spikes, except for once, was to the upside, which is fairly bullish. So we're seeing some accumulation on this pullback, and this is not what you're going to see on CNBC. Nobody's going to talk to you about the daily charts and coupled handle formations. This is why you come to a service like mine, to identify good risk-reward entry points before they happen, before you get the breakout. Dakota Plains Holdings, DAKP. This is one that had some turmoil several months ago, went into a steep decline off of the upper band of the declining downtrend channel. It broke support, found support at 95 cents, and then bounced right off of that level, pulled back, put in a higher low. Prior low, 95 cents. New low, $1.47. These are the observations that we look for to tell us whether or not a stock is getting stronger or is it breaking down. In this case here, the stock is beginning to recover some. We need to see a breakout and a close above this now resistance level. It was a prior support level. Higher low on RSI, forward-looking indicator, looking good. But again, we need to do a multi-period view, meaning, again, I hate to repeat this, but weekly, daily, intraday charts. And I'll be narrowing all of these charts down to the top 5 picks and then going over the daily and intraday charts with members later today. And those are the trades, besides some other ones we have on our watch list, that we'll be looking to put on this coming week or the following week. FENG, Phoenix New Media Limited, weekly chart. Another cup with handle formation. Now, ideally, this would have held $8.17. We need to see some strength. We do know we have support at $7.42. The question is, will it hold it? Or will it fail and break down as it did at $8.17? So this is a show-me stock. It's going to show us some strength. We have no position in this stock. Therefore, we're in a great position to say we could just sit back and watch the institutions and the current longs add to their positions or build positions, showing us that this stock has some institutional support. As of right now, it doesn't. However, the setup is looking really good. Ultimate oscillator, similar cup with handle formation, putting in higher lows. Choppy action on Stochh RSI. For anybody who doesn't know me, I don't like choppy action if I'm looking to buy a stock. Same thing here on slow stochastic, making lower highs. So it's not quite ready yet, but it may be. All it takes is one trading day, and the stock may be ready for a purchase. GLRI, Glori Energy, a sector that's been hammered to death, but the stock is looking strong. Great performance last week and the prior week. We had a breakout the prior week and then a continuation move higher last week out of this declining downtrend channel, a double bottom setup. Now, the question then becomes, is this a dead cat bounce or a short squeeze? And does it have the muscle to push higher through resistance, which you'll see through 4 to 450? We'll need to take a look at the daily and intraday charts to tell us whether or not we have a good risk-reward entry point. Ultimate oscillator putting in higher lows. Breakout on the slow Stokes looking good. So GLRI looking strong on a weekly basis. HCHC, which is HC2 Holdings, Amex stock. This is on a watch because of its double bottom setup. Had an initial bottom at 6.51, rallied up to 8.55, pulled back, flashed another bottoming tail. Again, that's a sign of support. That's a higher low in a triangle formation. We're looking for a breakout. Now, we are rolling over on a couple of these oscillators, so we don't have a green light just yet. But again, it only takes one trading day for the weekly charts to change its entire profile, and that's the beauty of using the weekly, monthly, daily charts. HIIQ, Health Insurance Innovations. First thing I pick out is that you have a higher low on RSI, higher low on price. We bottomed out at 5.30 and flashed a bullish key reversal. This is one of my favorite patterns, a bullish key reversal, which implies that you will see a continuation move higher, and we got it, a huge move higher. Now we're seeing the stock digest those gains, and now we're poised to break out. Now, I have a system for building a position in stocks like this that are near their resistance levels. So I go over that with members, our strategy on the focus stock analysis. So again, 14-day free trial offer, and you can get that analysis. the slow Stokes double bottom setup, and we're now putting in a higher low and breaking out. So it's a good looking chart. HQTR, Chanticleer Holdings, weekly chart. We had a breakout the prior week, then last week we inched up higher, made a new weekly high, and even closed higher on a closing basis, which is good. Up volume increased dramatically. However, there was not much in terms of price movement. This means something to me, so I call it churning. And there are different definitions of churning, but I will be going over that with members. If this stock makes it as a finalist in our top 5 stocks that we'll review on the Focus Stock Analysis this week, great double bottom setup, or as some might call it, a W formation, and now we're poised to build the right side of the W. This price action is telling me a story. So we need to analyze this a bit further, and we'll need the daily charts and, in particular, the intraday charts. PMC Sierra, this is the one stock that we're going to use a monthly chart on. In my .com days as a trader, I was trading PMCS. I was selling put options, meaning I was bringing in a premium. I wasn't buying put options. I was selling put options to those who bet that the stock was going to go down. And I got to be honest with you, I never made more money in my life than I did back then. It was a great, great period of time. So PMC Sierra is near and dear to my heart. That's why it's making it onto my watch list. And you can see we've had a decade of consolidation, more than that. And we're in a pennant formation, and we've broken out of it. Now we're at a resistance level. The question is, as I always pose to my members, the test is always at the top. Will we break out above resistance, or do we break down? For that, we need to go to the SMH. What's the SMH telling us? This is the semiconductor holders. Is it looking bullish, or is it looking bearish? Do we expect a breakout or a breakdown? We're seeing a strong uptrend on the SMH, but do we expect it to move higher? This is a monthly chart. We also want to take a look at the NASDAQ composite, because it's the biotechs, the disk drive makers, the semiconductor makers that move the NASDAQ higher. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Do we expect the NASDAQ to move higher? And all of these are questions that we will be posing to our members on the week ahead commentary. And I've already answered 2 of these questions. I went over the semiconductor sector, and I went over the NASDAQ composite on Market Pulse Check, which went out to members yesterday. Members, is posted on the website in the members area. Plus, I email it out. And I'll probably go over it once again to reinforce my opinion on PMC Sierra. So PMC Sierra we like. However, we don't love it because we haven't analyzed the daily chart and the intraday chart, and it's got to show us some conviction, either to the upside or to the downside, preferably to the upside. Okay, PLG, Platinum Group Metals. This is one that we're looking to build on. You can see that we had a beautiful bullish key reversal in a consolidation range. However, we have topping tails. So the market is telling us is that we still have resistance above. So we'll be looking at the daily and intraday chart to determine whether or not we have a good risk-to-reward entry point. Note the up volume bars above average. So this is our last stock, and the last time I'll be saying we need to review the daily and intraday charts, and I'll be doing that now with members. And on Wednesdays, folks, we do member stock pick requests. That's where members submit their symbols that they'd like me to review on video, and we review the charts. And if necessary, we go out, we take a look at the weekly charts, monthly charts, and we decide whether or not it's a buy, sell, or hold. And I'm very candid in my opinion on the trade. That's a free service to members. And actually, in the coming weeks, we're changing our pricing structure. That will be a service only for gold members. Currently, everybody is a gold member. Soon, there will be 2 pricing tiers, the silver membership and the gold membership. All current members will get rolled into the gold membership as part of our membership loyalty policy. After that pricing tier goes into effect, the prices are going up. So take advantage now, get locked in. And that's it, folks. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll talk to you soon. Be well.